In my last video, I covered 5 of my favorite consistent moneymakers, and today we'll be focusing on 4 of my favorite inconsistent ones. But what exactly do I mean by that? Unlike the consistent where you make a steady amount of GP per hour, which doesn't vary too much over the long term, inconsistent moneymakers work a little different. Instead of receiving a decent amount of GP per hour from the get-go from regular drops, you will instead receive a smaller amount of GP per hour in the short term, and if you stick at it for long enough, you will eventually receive a big ticket item, which will in turn boost the overall GP per hour. Now this is definitely a double-edged sword, because on one hand you can get incredibly lucky, but on the other, you can go incredibly dry, with the element of surprise always lurking in the background. You never know what you might get, but something that is a little bit more constant are my bills, which I would like to take a second to pay a few of them off. You already know who they are. The biggest turn-based RPG available on PC and mobile, Raid Shadow Legends. And before we get into the juicy parts, feel free to use my link down in the description or scan the QR code on screen. Introducing Astranix the Dark Fae. Something that will never cease to amaze me is just how good the artwork is in this game. And believe it or not, the artwork is just the cherry on the cake. The core of it all is in the fine details. Astranix is one of the bosses in the Doom Tower, but unlike the other grotesque monsters inside of the tower, he actually looks pretty good. But don't let her thick thighs distract you. At the start of every round, she will duplicate your entire team, using your own power against you, which is why having a champion on your team that can do turn meter manipulation, allowing you to always go first, can very quickly turn the tide. Deal with the duplications first, and then focus the Dark Fae. Recently, I've been taking advantage of the free daily Mystery Shard and the free weekly Ancient Shard. I claim these every single time I log in because it's literally just free champions. Sometimes you get lucky and pull something really good, and other times you'll sacrifice what you don't want, making your team grow stronger. Raid recently added a bunch of new skins for Trinda Guilt Mallet that you can receive from the series of Summer Splash events, which are happening this entire month. They're also running a special Deliana Chase event where new and existing players can get themselves the free legendary champion, and all you have to do is log in for 7 days between now and July the 28th. And if you're a new player, if you use the code MyDeliana in-game, you'll receive 50 XP brews to max your new legendary champion Deliana to level 50, as well as a ton of silver until the 20th. New players who use my link or QR code will get a starter pack worth almost $30, including the free champion Tyrell. These rewards can be found in your inbox for the next 30 days. First on the list is the Chambers of Zarik, and for good reason. It's one of the best endgame PvM moneymakers in game, with its most valuable big ticket item being sat just under 1.2 bill right now, among many other valuable items. And the thing that makes this content so appealing, even to novice players, is that there's no immediate punishment for learning this content. There's no death mechanic requiring GP to get your stuff back. The only thing on the line here is yours and your team's time. In the time that we spent doing the Chambers of Zarik, we opted to just do challenge modes. The reason for this is simply put, it's a lot more enjoyable to spend time doing the content instead of standing at the bank and trying to scout a decent raid. Obviously these raids are a lot slower compared to doing regular raids, but come with the upside of knowing exactly what boss is going to be up next, because challenge modes are always the same layout. Not to mention there are some extra bonuses from doing CMs, such as the Twisted Kit and also the Metamorphic Dust. During the time I did CMs, I did a mixture of duos and trios. This just depended on who was online at the time, and we were receiving about 80,000 points for a duo and roughly 100,000 for a trio. For every 8,676 total points obtained, you get a 1% chance to obtain a unique loot. Meaning with the points we receive from our duos, we would be expecting to get a purple 1 in every 11 raids, and about 1 in 9 with the trio. You do manage to get yourself some okay loot per hour, even if you don't receive a purple. And with the trios, we were getting pretty consistent 30-minute kills and about 40 minutes for the duos. Ooh, new personal best. We will get one eventually, but still, 500k. That's our 14th raid with no purple so far. Oh god. That was so stressful. Oh my god, why was that so messy, bro? Not even close, holy god. Warm up. Over. The 16th chest And we still have not had a purple. Wow, 850k though. We'll take that. We're 4 seconds off from getting a sub 40-minute duo. Another personal best. 800k in loot. No purple. Oh no. That was our 21st raid and the very first unique as an arcane prayer scroll. Oh my lord, that's so rough. We did actually manage to see one twisted kit, but unfortunately it wasn't in my name. Officially made over 10 mil now in basic loot. Oh! I've had Ancestral top, bottom, Din's Bulwark, and I think I've had the prayer scrolls, and that's it. We got a purple in my name. Oh my lord, this is the 24th CM. I have no idea what's inside of here. Let's take a look. Oh, that's a really good one. 84 mil. Ancestral is incredibly expensive right now with Raids 3 coming out really soon. That is actually a solid drop right there. And oh my god, look at this. We went from being at 10 mil to being at 94 mil, just like that. I ended up selling the Ancestral for about 82 mil, and all three of us received just over 27 mil a split. Well, we didn't get the back-to-back, but we did manage to get a 28-minute 46-second Freeman, which I think is actually really close to getting the Grandmaster speed time for this. Less than 27 minutes. Wow. I have to shave at least a minute 47 off of that time. Interesting. And 700k, nice. That takes us to a very nice 25 CMs completed, and I believe that's where I'm gonna leave it. From those 25 raids, we managed to receive one significant unique, and I'm not gonna include the arcane. After all the loot had been sold off, including the Ancestral Bomb split, we managed to make 38 mil. This would have taken approximately 8 to 9 hours in total. However, we did end up using approximately 8.5 mil in supplies, half of which was due to me using the Blood Fury, meaning that we actually profited around 30 mil, making about 3.3 mil per hour. Now obviously we are technically due a second purple, so we did get slightly unlucky, but according to the Runescape wiki, with 100,000 points and a team size of 3, with each raid taking roughly 30 minutes, all of the uniques taken into consideration, you should expect around 5.2 mil per hour before supply cost. Next on the list, we have the Fiercer of Blood. TOB is definitely a lot more harsh than the Chambers, with a much stricter penalty for death. Not only punishing your teammates, but also if everybody on the team wipes, then you'll have to pay a 100k fee to get your items back. Definitely not novice friendly, but there is now entry mode for anybody who is interested in learning. For this, I did a few duos, but mostly trios. The chance of receiving a purple from TOB is roughly 1 in 9.1. This doesn't change depending on the team size, but it is reduced to 1 in 7.7 raids if you choose to do hard mode. Now as you can see, we had a little bit of a bumpy start, but it did get better. Most of the raids took around about 20 minutes. We ended up doing a total of 14 TOBs, and this did include one hard mode TOB, which unfortunately didn't quite go to plan. Nonetheless, we did manage to pull purple, and I was lucky enough to pull it in my own name. Just unfortunate that it was one that I'd already pulled, but it's money nonetheless. On average, from the basic loot from the chest, we got around about 460k per loot, which is about 30k more GP per loot than Chambers. According to the wiki, a deathless Freeman TOB is worth 3.1 mil per kill. In the Freeman teams that we were running getting consistent 20-minute kills, we'd be looking at around 9.3 mil per hour, not including supply costs. But the thing here to remember with all of these moneymakers, this calculation is based off of all of the uniques being included, and you in the long run receiving a split from all of them. In total, we managed to make just under 20 mil from these 14 TOBs. However, I actually used 11.6 mil in supplies. This comes in the form of half of a Blood Fury, 5,000 charges being used, along with the Scythe, Sanguesti staff, and Dragon Darts and Scales per run, bringing the total profit down to 8.4 mil. I think it's worth mentioning that the Blood Fury is completely optional here. You only really need it if you're doing duos. If you do choose to use it like I did, it's significantly going to impact your profits. Up next, we have the Corrupted Gauntlet. The thing that I like the most about this place is that you don't need to spend any money in supplies in order to kill the boss. So everything that you get is pure profit. There is one big ticket item, the Enhanced Crystal Weapon Seed, sitting at around 150 mil, being a 1 in 400 drop chance from a Corrupted Gauntlet. And the next best is the Crystal Armor Seed, which is a 1 in 50 and is sat around 8 mil. That is definitely going to increase the amount of GP we've made this hour. Another Dragon Halberd. Wow, we got 3 this hour. We managed to die a total of 1 time, and we managed to get ourselves 8 Gauntlet completions. And as you can see, we made 9.2 mil, but if we remove the Armor Shard, we made ourselves 1.1 mil that hour in regular loot. I've just come in to start my day, and some guy just got the Enhanced Crystal Weapon Seed as I came in. Oh my lord. GZ's Rob Zickle. To get into the nitty gritty, the average boss kill is worth 176k. I was receiving around 7 kills per hour on average, which means that if you can manage 7 kills per hour without the Enhanced Crystal Weapon Seed drop and the Crystal Armor Seeds, you're looking at around 1.2 mil in base loot, which actually works out to be more base loot than TOB and CMs, and you're also not using supplies. However, if you calculate it with all of the uniques within the equation, it actually works out to be 865k per kill on average. And again, if you can get 7 kills per hour, you'd be looking to make a profit in the region of 6 mil per hour with no supply cost. The reason that I say 7 kills per hour instead of the 8 that I was receiving in most of these clips is because I was sweating it out, but realistically 7 kills per hour is very doable. In total, we managed to get 50 kills and I made 16.1 mil. And if you really want to be nitpicky, you can take the 160k off at the end here. If you wanted to say the venges that I casted were supply cost. For the final inconsistent moneymaker, we have Nex. This was the first time for me killing Nex in small teams. I'd only previously killed this in masses. At this point in time, Nex has an array of expensive and rare drops. And as of the recording of this video, they range from 400 mil down to 45 mil. With 3 of the drops being over 350 mil, this place doesn't seem too bad. And it is a 1 in 43 chance of rolling the unique drop table per kill. Basically meaning that you should see a drop every 43 kills, but not necessarily in your name. And because we decided to do all of these kills in 3 to 5 man teams, the split should be pretty good. This is going to be our 43rd kill. This is going to be oh no. That basically means that this is drop rate right now, and we should receive a drop on average. I don't think it's going to happen, but you never know. Oh, it's all going to hell. Sadly, no drop. Alright, 2 people died that run. That was a little bit rough. 43 KC, we're bang on drop right now. Should be expecting a drop any day now. Going into this grind, I had heard quite a few rumors on just how bad this place is. But what I didn't expect was that there are actually a lot of really in-depth techniques to make your time here a lot easier. And this precious knowledge was all passed down to me by my good friend and senpai, Gozu.
But if the boss was like this, and you guys are on this tile, and he decides to start running towards you, even if you did everything perfect and you stepped on this tile, the boss would be like this, and then he's going to move like this, and then he's going to move like this, and bang, he melees. And then it's fucked.
Oh, we just got a 1 in 500 rune sword drop. We are currently 69 kills. Technically, that is our first rare drop. We're getting up there, almost at double the drop rate. Oh my god, it has been so long. Zarik Van Braces. Oh my god. Okay, it took 80 kills. Almost double the drop rate, and we finally seen our very first item, and that is a pretty good item to get as well. Oh my god, I'm so relieved. This is my very first small man Nex split. Van Braces, 37.9 mil. That has definitely helped when it comes to the overall kill GP per average. Totally missed it, but that last kill that we got is officially our 100th kill. And although we've not had a drop in our name, we've made 11.7 mil in little drops. And obviously we got the Van Brace split. Right, so we did an extra trip and we ended on 105 Nex kills, and I think that is gonna do it for me. We managed to get a total of 105 next kills. All of the kills were done between 3 and 5 man teams, spending a total of 14 hours here, averaging out at 7.5 kills per hour. And in supply costs, I used 14 mil, meaning in total we made 35 mil profit, making an average of 2.5 mil per hour. However, we are technically over the drop rate right now for our second unique and halfway to our third. I was finding it incredibly difficult to find out how much GP per hour Nex really is. So I did the logical thing and I messaged one of the biggest brains that I know. And I asked him what the average GP per hour is at Nex with 4 to 6 man teams. And he replied, 10 mil plus. Probably profit too. So yeah, Nex is one hell of a moneymaker, and probably the best GP per hour for any of the PVM moneymakers we have, and definitely a boss that I plan on revisiting. If any of you guys were wondering, we managed to make a total of 89 mil profit in this video, and I used 34 mil in supplies. Also, a big shout out to Ruthless, a PVM clan that I've recently joined. They helped me out a ton with finding team members for this video, and overall seems like a really well-rounded PVM clan. I will link their Discord down below.